For a hot minute, Travis Scott was what anyone could talk about: the festival, the tragedy, the loss of lives. And then things finally started calming down. And the big question had been, would Travis Scott be found personally liable for encouraging what happened with the audience, even though what seemed to be he could clearly see what was happening in the, with the fans. So there was a lot of debate about this, and we now have the answer. Okay, so Travis Scott and the organizers of Astroworld Festival will not face criminal charges. Okay, so this was following the crowd rush that tragically had claimed 10 people, and this was
Mm.
19 months ago. Wow, so much time has gone by. So, and this was determined by a grand jury in Houston. Are you surprised by this?
I think a lot of people are surprised by this, to the extent of not that nothing was gonna, that he was gonna go to jail necessarily, but that there just wouldn't be charges kind of filed for like some kind of, I don't want to say like inciting a riot because that's not necessarily what happened, but I don't know. Those videos were pretty compelling as far as just knowing what was going on, seeing what was going on, just continuing, and then rather than de-escalating a situation, hyping it up, get the ground shaken after they could even get the medical people, um, the medical cars even in there to rescue some of the people.
Attendees, they were reporting being crushed. They were reporting that they couldn't breathe. They were being trampled. And, even though Scott had briefly paused the show, he resumed it after an hour. And so there just seemed to be
Yeah.
this incredible disconnect. And so now we do have an update. So this was from Travis Scott's attorney, Kent Schaffer. He made a statement. So he was asserting, of course, his client's innocence, stating, "My client Travis Scott will not be charged with criminal charges for any wrongdoing for his involvement with Astroworld Festival." And then he referred to investigative reports by various media outlets, again, just kind of proclaiming Travis's innocence. Now, obviously, Travis has been, back in the entertainment scene, and he slowly started kind of performing and being seen at
Yeah,
celebrity events. And it was just it all just felt awkward at
for sure,
best, and just
for
to be
sure.
like, it almost seemed cold and callous because it felt fast
Well,
to the event, and it wasn't, but
and then he also did, what was it, that Charlemagne interview?
and he did, yes, and we covered that.
And that was just, it just absolutely just taking no kind of responsibility for kind of anything, and not that he if he, it's tough. It's really tough because, you know, just some of the way that's been handled, it just feels insensitive at times. Even his lawyer emphasized that he's been inaccurately and wrongly singled out, despite stopping the show, and he was unaware of anything unfolding. Just try to like make it make excuses. Like it's shocking that he when you see the footage that I mean we've covered it like crazy. When you see the footage, when you see how the event was organized, this was his event. There's nothing shocking about him being, trying to be kind of held accountable. Now I understand he still has a lot of civil cases that are still gonna so I mean the civil cases can still
Yeah, and let's clarify, guys. So we're talking about there are no
criminal.
criminal charges against Travis Scott or the other organizers, but they're still facing billions of dollars in claims from
Yeah.
civil. So these are private actions from the people who either were hurt or of the families of lives of those who were lost. And, we had covered initially, Scott's counsel had filed motions to dismiss the lawsuits. And there was just kind of this sentiment, echoed by Live Nation. Basically, just we weren't responsible, but the legal proceedings are ongoing. And,
You
this
could
has,
see I would just say we just going from concerts now, like, just from festivals, since the tragedy has happened, festivals are being run differently. And I think that it is very, um, I guess that's the something good that's come out of it is these other festival companies are just really kind of going above and beyond to make sure that people are kind of safe, that they're getting plenty of water stations, that they're not trapping people in by the layout of the the barricades, that they're threatening to stop. We were at that Sick New World Festival, and they all the headliners and people are getting a little too pushy, and they made sure the artists made them stop and back up, or they were going to stop the show. There's
yeah,
like a zero tolerance for stuff that I've
yeah.
seen.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Following this tragedy, there's definitely another look that's happening at, festival safety and concert safety, and people are really taking it seriously. So while we do have a determination in regards to the criminal charges, we still have yet to see the outcome of the billions of dollars in the civil lawsuits. We will keep you posted on this story.